Both of us got Karen.
Yeah.
We are live, people. We are live. Welcome to Chat Her Up. Today, we have a show on Miss Karen Hilger, who has been sentenced today. So let's chat about it, ladies. We got Montique is here today.
Hey,
Callie
hey,
is
hey.
here today. And Demisio is probably going to pop in at some point. It looks like Montique and myself are both Karen today.
Look at Callie. She is too. She got free Karen on her
Oh,
shirt.
she sure do. We all Karen today. Like I was shocked when we got the news today that Karen received, they gave her 2 years, 1 year suspended, 1 year actually in, is she going to jail or prison?
Callie knows more, I think. Callie, are you there?
Callie, you on mute. I'm not sure if she went to jail or prison, but I guess when you sentence, you go to prison, right?
Yeah, I think you do.
And I thought it was really sad. There was somebody that was in the courtroom that was live. I don't know if they were tweeting or if this was on Threads or where it was. But one of the things that she said is that when they took her away, because they took her away in the courtyard, that 30 days that she had, that was her 30 days to get her affairs in order. And that is kind of normal. Unfortunately, I learned that when Donald Trump's trial was going on, that the judge usually gives individuals, especially those with, a situation, and it's
Mm-hmm.
usually more affluent people, I hear. The general person doesn't necessarily do that, I heard, to kind of get your affairs in order. But they do that like when you're a parent and that sort of thing. They do allow you to get your affairs in order. Unless you would if this was like a violent crime, or I don't know if this was considered a violent crime. Maybe not, because she didn't hurt anybody else. She just hurt herself. I don't know. Or a tree. I don't know. But it
Girl.
seems that it's not abnormal to give people 30 days. Had she been sentenced 30 days ago, she would have had 30 days to get her affairs in order. And then she has to show up at prison, on her prison day. But she was taken away today. And in court, they said that Karen turned around, took a raised hand, and said, "You're going to be okay." And I was actually surprised about that, because Karen, sometimes I do wonder, she seems so self-absorbed, something she dubbed Wendy, but
Yes.
she's very self-absorbed. I was surprised that, she didn't tell him, I'm gonna be okay. She was worried about her 80-year-old husband, and I can respect that.
But did
Um,
we say what she got? Did I miss it? Did you say?
yeah, she got 2 years. 1 year is suspended and 1 year in prison.
Wow.
So that's Miss Karen Hilger. I was actually surprised though. Were you?
I well, you had said it that she was gonna go. It's not
Yeah.
going live on Instagram, and I don't know why. Um, but you had said that she was gonna get some time, and I think a few people didn't believe you. Um, I didn't think she would get a year. I was thinking she would get 6 months. I did think she was gonna do some,
Hmm.
but yeah, I don't know.
Um, I thought the prosecutor. I
Oh,
think
we are live. Okay, we're
yeah.
live.
I
Okay,
just pushed something. It did. I
thank you,
was
Joy.
I was
Okay.
really saddened because, well, I ain't gonna say saddened. I had read that the prosecutor was only asking for 6 months. So I was assuming that she was going to get 6 months. I was actually surprised that they sentenced her for a whole year.
Wow. But I mean, that was before we knew it was four,
Correct.
correct?
Correct. Yeah, I just realized that it was four.
Oh,
Yeah.
Callie says she's trying something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you
It's
see it?
it's it's, it's still sad anyway around. She's 61 years old. She's not 30. I can't imagine, at 30, I mean at 61 going to prison, but it is what it is. But
Oh,
it's
these
sad
here.
anyway. Huh?
These here. Okay, so we the gang's all here. Here we go. Hello, D.
Hey, babes.
So we were just kind of talking about were you able to hear us, or do we need a
Mm-hmm.
recap? What we were doing? Were we just talking
No, y'all
about
good. Y'all can go
oh,
ahead.
everything we said is allegedly our opinion, entertainment purposes only. Okay. So we were just saying about Karen and her sentencing. What do you think? Were you shocked that she got any time?
No, I actually think that she got the right amount of time and she should actually be serving the whole 2 years.
Mm.
I mean, after you find out it's 4, you really why did they only give her? Do we know why they gave her 1 probation year and then 1 year of serving?
I mean, I have no clue. What happened to Joy?
I don't know. Are we having technical difficulties? Hopefully she'll come back. What you say, D? I'm sorry. You said what?
I said, what
There she
happened to
goes.
Joy? Oh, okay.
She's back. She's here.
I accidentally did that. I was surprised that I just think, she's 61 years old. I do think that's a lot of time for a 61-year-old. I do think it's irresponsible for anybody to get behind the wheel and drink and drive. And Karen is of an age where you're normally more responsible, and it's not like she's poor. When you got money, and I know she's not uberly rich, but if you're driving a Maserati, you can either hire somebody or take Uber.
Yeah.
It's nothing wrong, and get Uber Black. If you're worried about how you look getting out of a car, get Uber Black. That just seems like that is the more responsible thing to do. I get that when people want to go out, they want to leave when they want to leave. But to me, in my mind, whenever I go out, I would love for somebody else to drive. So I don't understand the thought process of not hiring a car.
I think she thought she was invincible. Like, Karen really does not think she has a problem. And so when people don't have a problem, they just, I don't know how she could be in so denial. It doesn't make sense to me.
The article that I read, the judge said that when she got her second DUI, your first DUI, you can normally kind of get over. It's a slap on the wrist. You pay a fine. I heard those fines are pretty big for the average person. Maybe not for her, but for the average person. When she got her second DUI, the judge said that she had to do that car thing where you put that thing in your car and blow in it. And
also, she did have to do that the first time?
She did her second time. The judge said before the ink was dry, that's a exact quote, she got a third DUI. Now, it has been years since she had one. I think the last one she had was in 2017.
Maybe.
I would think it was 2017. But that she was tripping. And then she was in court saying that her cataracts.
Yes, I couldn't believe it. Just stop.
That's like she has blamed everything. Her antidepressants, her cataracts.
Her
being sexually assaulted.
Her family passed away.
Her mama died.
Yeah.
Everything but the alcohol. Everything but I drank too much.
It was nothing, but it didn't have nothing to do with liquor. It was all everything else that just affected her. It was horrible. I don't know how I'm not saying Karen's some weak, frail individual, but she's 61 years old. How is she going to adjust for 12 months in prison? It's going to be physically demanding. It's going to be her mental condition, I think, could possibly spiral out of control, especially if they're not able, if she's not going to stay on her depression medicine. I don't know what they do in jail when it comes to medicine, but will she have proper care for a 61-year-old?
Yeah, that's what I was tripping out for.
Yeah, what if she has to sleep on the top bunk? Can she climb up that high? You think, okay,
So where she's going, she won't have like her own cell and stuff, right?
I don't know.
I don't think so. No, I think there'll be 2 to 4 cells in each, and she might need to be up on that top bunker.
Teresa had a roommate.
Yeah, well,
Oh, did she?
Yeah, Teresa had a roommate because there was controversy about somebody taking pictures of her diary because she kept the diary.
Oh wow, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, it was somebody had taken a picture of her stuff in her diary. She met with her roommate out of prison. Somebody that I was watching a video with was like, who was being interviewed was like in jail with her and did an interview and was talking about that. Here's the question. Okay, so thinking of Housewives of New Jersey, I'm wondering, you think they would stop production because Karen?
No, she's not that important.
No.
Okay. I mean, she's important to the cast, but not enough to stop the show. No.
Yeah, she's not Teresa Giudice, honey.
Okay. Giselle would not have it. Okay, she's like, we're not gonna sit here and wait on Karen.
Well, here's another question related to that.
Okay. Well,
do you think she would be asked back after she serves her time?
No, I do.
Okay, let's listen. Can we talk about this? So we have a comment, and I want us to address this. This is not right. How all the housewives who were not Black were able to get off. Gina pled guilty to a DUI and was sentenced to 3 years in former probation and completed 20 hours of community service. And she avoided jail time when she agreed to a plea deal that placed her on a 1-year probation and 50 hours. I think it's because it's state different, right? Like different states have different laws.
This was her fourth one.
And then different states have different laws. So they're like in California. California may have a different law than DC or Maryland or wherever she was. So
that was Shannon's first one. I know from last OC, that was her first DUI. It does make a difference on the number. You have to remember that her first 3, she didn't have any jail time. The judge said before, I don't know if you were in when I talked to Tashika, but the judge said before the ink was dry on her second one, she got a 3rd DUI. This is not the mere fact that this is her 4th one. I get why they had to give her some time, but I don't think she should. I'm surprised by the length of it.
Well, but those videos,
I
think that might have helped her get some jail time.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure. Absolutely,
she was definitely out of control. She was out of control.
I'm gonna say, Callie, the videos, as well as her not going to rehab right away, and on the show, her acting like she didn't do anything wrong. Her truth will be said. She will be vindicated. Yeah. Those type of things. If it's your 4th one, you need to humble yourself and be like, I have a problem.
Yeah,
I messed up. You just got to admit it.
It would have been Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say I think it would have been a totally different season had Karen went to rehab immediately after, and she spent that whole season in recovery.
Yeah,
I think that would have been a different season, not just bad for amongst the girls, because I think all of that would have happened differently. They wouldn't have harped on the fact that she got the DUI because she was actively working on herself. And I do believe it would have been very mean of them had they not been supporting her. And I think that would have fared better with the judge, because all these facts that we're just learning, regardless if it was the video, regardless if it was the 4th DUI, all of these things that we've just learned in the last 30 days, Karen knew.
Yeah.
Karen knew. It's crazy.
That's what makes the whole thing nuts.
So do we think that she's actually going to...
Go ahead, Callie. I was just reading, but go ahead.
Do we think that she's going to actually stay 12 months?
If this is state, I think you have to do, I can't remember if it's state
federal,
or federal.
I think you have to do 80. I don't know about state.
Okay.
Is this federal? Yeah.
It is a certain percent. She'll be home by Christmas, I think.
I feel kind of bad for her daughter. I mean, for both of her kids, but she had been spending a lot of time with her daughter. They were working on projects together.
Right.
So hopefully her daughter can keep some of that going while Karen is away. But I'm sure she's kind of really going through the emotions right now. That's pretty sad. But hopefully she'll get some
Ray
help.
gonna be able to stay in that house? You think he gonna stay in that house?
I would. Why would he?
Because she'll be back in a couple months. But
who gonna help him go up the stairs?
I think they have a room on the first floor. Because he's still trying to get up there from that time she was in the bathtub waiting. Remember?
You see how long it took? No, he came.
It took 2 seasons.
Yeah, so the crew went to lunch and he was still
he was still trying. But I mean, I think it's an interesting question because he's been trying to get to Florida. He might be able to make a lot of changes without her there. It's still sad though, but he might be doing some. I think he won't enjoy the fact that Karen's gone, but that's going to be an interesting time for Ray to have some time alone. I think.
Yeah. I feel bad for him. I really do. I feel like this isn't, her sentence is her sentence, but I don't, it's not funny to me. I feel bad. You know what I mean? I'm shocked.
I mean, but you think she should have gone to jail, though, right?
I guess, yeah. They don't have rehab like jails. I don't know. It's so interesting. I think drugs and alcohol is one of those things that I almost think that they should have like prisons that's not really prisons, but they're really rehabs. And
do they not get any type of like recovery help? Or
I'm sure they got programs like that in prison. I know that my husband's a VIC. He goes to prisons and speak to men every other Saturday.
Okay.
So
I'm VIC, victim advocate. What?
I don't know. It's called
VIC. It's something victim.
I know he a VIC.
Of course.
It's the ministry though. But if they're allowed to go in, you got to believe that there's somebody from recovery.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's going to have to be because if she's really in any way addicted enough to sweat after a night without her, is that what just like a night without her?
That's what they said.
Yeah, so there's something deeper going on, and they have to give her some type of medical assistance for that, or Karen could get really sick, and we don't want anything like that.
Physical withdrawals, but I don't. I'm so used to drug addicts.
Well, that's what I was asking last night. Or did she really go through withdrawals?
I know heroin addicts go through actual physical withdrawals. Crack and stuff was like more psychological than it was physical. But I don't know about this new stuff.
And they said Diddy went through withdrawals as well.
Really?
Yes.
Who was he addicted to?
They didn't say, but they said he was always popping pills. Yeah, they never said, but there was comments about him always popping pills, and said he's been sick and going through withdrawals a lot since he's been in jail.
Yeah,
Marsha, we got some comments. Yeah, she really didn't take accountability right away. That I think Marsha came later, but yeah, we said that to Marsha. That means action needed to be taken because she would have continued to do stuff. DUI, serious jail time was needed before she hurt. She could have killed herself and somebody else. Like the judge said, we are not waiting for the 5th one.
Yeah,
Karen would not learn without this. I mean, I just don't understand how she could continue to do this. And I think, Joy, you said it earlier, like if she's been caught 4 times, how many times has she not been caught?
Yeah. Right. Or the fact that I have been reading about, like, I've been like Ozempic and semaglutide, which is the active ingredient inside of Ozempic. They said that they've been studying Ozempic and semaglutide to help people who have alcoholic problems because apparently it takes away that addiction. It has helped people with addiction issues.
Well, it didn't help her because wasn't she on it?
She was on. That's why I know on Ozempic. Ozempic and semaglutide is the active ingredient inside.
Right.
It's like the off-brand. It's the difference of going.
It's the generic.
It's the generic brand of Ozempic.
And you heard that can help with addiction?
Say it again. I'm sorry.
You heard that Ozempic could help in some way?
Yeah, there are like countless articles about it that they are currently studying that they've been giving semaglutide and Ozempic to people to curb those addiction issues. That it has been helpful for alcohol and drugs because apparently, we know that there's a lot of women, mostly women take this drug. It's plenty of men, but mostly women take this drug. And apparently, a lot of women, we drink a lot of wine. And they were saying that it's curbed that appetite. So they have an active study right now for Ozempic and semaglutide because you can Google it. I've read it.
I believe it because it's like just like food can be an addiction. That's kind of what it's doing. It's curbing all. Probably it's doing
the
something
noise. They call it food noise.
Right. It's just something in your brain that's making you think you need to eat.
Correct.
And this is silencing that.
Yeah.
So it's probably silencing other addictive things that you have. I can see that happening.
Yeah.
So now, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna repeat what I just said, but go ahead.
How many times did Paris Hilton go to jail?
I don't know, but she went to jail for it too, didn't she?
Yeah, she went to jail
drunk driving.
I think
so.
Yeah, so she went to jail for the same. Oh gosh, she's in California. Never mind. I was about to say, aren't they in the same state? But they're not. But she went in and got out 13 hours later, and that was on like her second time.
Yeah, that was California. I think California could have leniency, more lean laws or whatever you say. But they say they don't play in DC.
I bet they don't.
They don't play over there.
Yeah.
And this is her fourth one. So she played too many games with the wrong people.
She had one.
Paris only had one?
In 2006. She was driving in the In-N-Out Burger. And she pled no contest for reckless driving in January 2007, a $1,500 fine. She was sentenced to 45 days in jail for violating her probation.
So it was more than that.
Okay, it was a little
because
more.
She was pulled over for speeding and driving without her headlights on.
Okay. Girl,
she didn't
hit a tree. So that what happened? She didn't hit a tree.
No,
and she probably didn't get out of the car saying, "I'm lit, ain't I?" That's different factors.
So why is it that the possible other driver why hasn't that come up more? I heard that from Ashley, and Ashley said that some journalist told her that. Do we just think that never happened because we never heard anything else about it, and Karen's now in jail? So
they think that was a lie? Driving, or he was just in the car?
No, they said he was the one driving. They
did say that. Yeah.
And then on the video, Karen said, "Well, I wasn't the one driving, Ray." And Ray says, "Oh, okay. So who else was here with you?" And Karen's like, "Well, I can't tell you." So you heard her say that, and you heard Ashley say she was told that, but then you never heard it come up again. So Karen said a couple times.
Way out.
Well, she didn't want to get busted if it was indeed like a boyfriend, let's say.
Listen, I'd rather be called a cheater than a drunk driver.
You and me both.
Any day of the week.
You and me both. But I just wonder why that never came up. So I have to assume that maybe that wasn't true. But she definitely said it. She definitely said it. And I think that person would have come forward. Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I just Googled it. The question is, does Ozempic curb your craving for alcohol? And it says, this is the AI answer. Yes. Ozempic semaglutide can reduce alcohol cravings, drinking, and heavy drinking days in people with alcohol use disorder. However, more research is needed to determine the safety and effectiveness of it. Yeah.
Okay. Right. So just the alcohol. It ain't like it's helping on other stuff too.
No, they said drugs too. I just Googled alcohol.
Really? That is amazing.
I couldn't believe it either. when I started researching Ozempic and all the things and work, all the places that it helps your kidneys, it helps your heart, it prevents
your kidneys.
Yes, it helps.
Is it because you're losing weight?
I'm assuming because they said people with the new studies that they just did for people with chronic kidney disease, they said that the studies were so good they stopped in the middle, and they stopped studies for two reasons: it's going terribly bad or it was going exceptionally good, and it was going exceptionally good.
Well, Karen is so slim now. I don't know. Listen, I wonder if that's even going to come up. Is she to help? I don't know. It'll just be interesting, and I hope that's something when she comes out, she's able to really admit some things and talk to us about it, because she could probably tell us a whole lot of things that people could learn from. What were you really on, Karen?
She said she was on Ozempic though, and you probably add in the stress of the situation. She probably was on Ozempic.
Karen said she was taking Ozempic?
Yeah.
Yes.
That was on the show. Remember, Giselle was worried about how thin she was.
Yeah.
And Kate said, no, she's on Ozempic. So they asked, Giselle flat out asked her, you on Ozempic? She said, yeah. I was.
No, she said, no, I'm on semaglutide.
Oh,
yeah.
To me,
that's the same thing.
Okay.
And then she said, well, I'm pre-diabetic.
Yeah.
So then it doesn't seem to help then. I'm just saying, right?
Yeah, but I don't know how much she's been drinking since then.
Okay.
Because one
of the afterwards. So
this was after that.
This was after. She had already hit the tree, Callie.
Yeah.
Okay. And what about the bald head? I mean, what are we gonna do without the wig?
Girl.
Do they allow bandanas in prison?
Yeah, I think so. Dee, you done been to prison. What do they?
I have not been to prison, so I haven't even been to jail, so I don't know. I've been arrested, but I've never actually been booked.
I would think the bandana they would not let you have, because if you're fighting, you could choke somebody with it. But at the same time, they have to have cancer patients and things that in prison that they don't want to just go walk around showing their scalp. And Karen's hairline, you saw it especially in the jail in that little cop cam. Her hairline, because she accidentally pulled her wig back, it was almost back to the middle of her head. And so when you think about her in prison and she can't wear her wig, that's going to add to her mental big time.
Yeah, honey, she gonna really be having some nice sweats.
Baby, Karen and that mouth gonna be protruding, as Joy say.
Did they let you take your dentures in prison?
Does she wear them?
I think
she wears some dentures. You can't tell me she don't.
No, she probably got the kind that she probably got them screwed in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I don't know. It's going to be interesting if she is really in any way addicted to something. She's about to really suffer.
Yeah.
And they took her immediately. She didn't even get to go home.
Bye.
Yeah, they took her. They gave her the 30 days that they would have normally gave her if she had taken her sentence initially, because she knew she was going to jail. She had to know she was going to jail. If she had taken her sentence in January, they would have given her 30 days. They're not going to give her another 30 days. Because if you got affairs in order, if you had like children, although judges are harsh, they're not ignorant. Like when Teresa got sentenced, they let them do their sentences apart. Teresa went first and did a whole year while Joe stayed at home with the kids. And then when she got home a month or so later, he did his bid.
Right.
Yeah, because they had young children.
I remember that.
So
this is too much.
Yeah. So,
any last words for Karen? Do y'all have any words for her?
Girl, learn your lesson. When you get out, stop being a drunk old bat. Please.
And if you gonna drink, get a car.
Get a Uber.
Yeah, just call an Uber. I mean, my thing is, I wouldn't go nowhere where there is even an attempt to drink. Even when I was in college as a young kid, I wasn't really a fan of alcohol. I got drunk real bad in high school. Like, I'm pretty sur I had alcohol poisoning.
In high school?
Yes, it was really, really bad. So when I went to college, I didn't like to drink. So And if I did drink, I would just drink one drink. I never liked the feeling of getting drunk. It didn't make sense to me after that because I was so sick that time. Girl, this was the 90s. We was drinking Mad Dog,
Oh God.
No, you were
2020
not.
and Everclear.
Oh, nice.
Oh God.
Yeah, like we should have been dead. And we was drinking. And what was that other stuff? Cisco. We should.
Oh.
Well, that's Everclear. Cisco is really just Everclear. Yeah, we should have been dead. It was so good. All I can remember is it tastes like Kool-Aid.
Really?
Yes,
I don't know what that is.
It's super sweet. You know, it was the trend going around TikTok about a year or two ago of kids drinking it. It's like $4. It really do taste like Kool-Aid.
I've never heard of it.
It's poison, but it gets you super drunk. And anyway, so when I got to college, I didn't really drink.
Oh, and
But
I
when
wish I
we
would
would
have
go
took that
out,
route because I ran out of college. I think I was drunk the whole time I was in college.
yeah,
Oh,
when we would go out, it was a conversation like, who not drinking? And if everybody wanted to drink, I would say I'm not. I
Right.
just wouldn't. But you know, when we all drank, you know, we would get somebody to take us. Like nobody wanted to be in the state of Alabama in the middle of the night.
You do
Right.
You
So
out.
maybe we
Especially
had,
in Alabama.
so-
But if you think about it, though, is it possible that Karen is? Well, it ain't like she's super famous, but you know, some of these people that are on TV, do they really want to call Uber? Because
No,
while
you
they
can get an
say,
Uber Black. So there's different
Yeah,
levels
that's
of
what I said,
Uber.
a Uber Black. An Uber Black
Oh, I
is
don't-
not-
what-
Uber Black is very fancy and it costs
Yeah.
money.
it'll
it's
be like a
Uber
black suburban.
You have
So we
that
got
to
levels.
They ain't gonna pick you up in
Uber
no
has
minivan.
levels. So
they
Uber
have
has
levels. Like it's gonna be a
Oh,
very nice
oh.
car.
Yeah.
Like you can either get a Yugo or go up to the Black.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can probably get you're gonna get a
Yeah,
Yeah,
big
maybe
I
car.
we-
do Uber Black in like Vegas when it's like cheap. If
Well, then I don't know why she didn't do it. Then she should have.
When I was in college, we had a liquor store right up the street from my college where we used to walk
Oh.
to that place every day. They knew us. Literally, the Arabs that worked there, when we walked there, they be like, my friend. We like, my friend, what's up?"
you sound like St. Louis with Arabs.
Whatever.
The Arabs.
Baby,
Phonetically, you're
they
correct,
knew
though.
us. They
Phonetically,
knew
you
us.
are correct. It looks like Arabs, but
I'm
it's
talking about, baby, we used to be like, when do you got to go to class? We were like, girl, I don't got to go to class till 12. You want to go to the liquor store? Yeah.
They sell liquor that early?
Baby, the liquor store was
Yes.
open early in the morning.
Y'all would
okay?
drink liquor before you go to class?
Yep, and after,
Wait, how'd you focus and stuff?
I still wonder that to this day.
Well,
I'm just gonna say this: he ain't driving.
Oh,
do
yeah, I
we
don't
know
drive.
anything about? Do we know anything about Karen's son? Like, how old is he now, and what does he do?
he's like probably in his 30s or something.
Yeah.
He was
So
an
how come-
adult when the show came on.
Yeah, he looked young, but yeah, he was an adult. How come they weren't at court? I wonder. It sounds like it was only her husband Ray that was there.
She
I wonder
made
why the
them put
kids
them
weren't
to
Her
there.
the-
cousin was there. The cousin that was
Yeah,
on
the
the show. was
cousin.
there.
Yeah.
The one that was, yeah. Oh my
And
God!
I think
wonder how
Raven. I think Raven was there too.
You do think she was there?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
they said Raven was there.
Oh my God!
I know they said the cousin because of something you put in the group.
Yeah.
I had
Mhm.
told them what that one tweet said that she turned around and told Ray, "You gonna be
Mhm.
you gonna be okay, Ray."
Hmm.
Girl, I almost cried for Karen. I was like, "Oh,
Me too. When I read that, I swear I was like, "Oh my God, I cannot sit here and drop a tear for Karen. This is so sad." But she's, she hopefully this fourth time will be the one that lets her know. Yeah, you can't keep doing this, especially at her age. We don't recover as fast. Okay.
And when you're in your 60s, I always think about, I've had family members that died of cirrhosis of the liver. Like especially when you're thin, the thinner you are, the worse it is because you don't have no fat. But I guess it really don't matter at some point. Alcohol is a poison to a body. Like it will, you have too much of it in your body, it becomes toxic. But I've known people who have died of cirrhosis of the liver, and it's a terrible death to watch somebody you love go through. It's terrible because your body is so thin and so frail. When my grandmother died, we had to stuff her body in her clothes. That was a terrible death to witness. Terrible. I
Hmm.
wouldn't
So
wish that on
has
nobody.
Bravo said anything? Because I went to go look and I didn't see anything from them.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything
Oh,
from.
I haven't. Yeah, you're right. I haven't seen. I wonder
I
what
went to
Andy.
look and I didn't see anything, but I didn't know if you all had.
I bet you Andy will mention it on Watch What's Happening Live tonight.
Oh,
Though.
he definitely mentioned it. Okay,
Let me
Bravo
see.
speaks
I
on.
might record it.
Yeah, I went on their Instagram and all that, and I didn't see anything.
Let me see if he coming on tonight. He might not be
So
on.
I just,
No,
I
he's
wonder
not on
when.
tonight. He's
Oh,
not
he's not.
on tonight.
I just wonder if they are really going to ask her back. I mean, because I would just think after she said, what was her comment that she felt pressure to be the grand dame for Bravo, and she
Yeah, do I
mentioned
still have
Bravo.
that? Let me see if I have it.
Oh, she did say she was coming back, but she was coming back as Karen.
No,
I
Kelly's talking
don't
about the
mean
statement
her.
we showed yesterday. Hold on.
Yeah,
Here we go. So in this statement, she said that she had the stress of losing her parents and having to provide responsible leadership on Potomac led her to take antidepressants.
Mm-hmm.
So
child.
that's what she
So
said.
she really did think she was the grand dame of the show. You know, she thought she was the leader, and so she felt a different pressure. All because Giselle called her grand dame.
So if she can't handle the pressure, would they be smart to bring her back? Like,
No,
I ain't even think about that.
I don't think they would be smart to bring her back at all. Mainly because of all the other. However, didn't they bring Shannon back? But this being her fourth time, and with all the different lawsuits that have hit them, I just don't know that this would be something I would bring back.
but I don't think Shannon or anyone else blamed their position on Bravo. I think they kind of talked about the stress of their lives and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
But
So
this is totally different. And then they took accountability immediately.
I call bull crap on that on Karen though, because Karen hasn't been the focus of this series since the year that Ray and his tax issues was going on. I could kind of understand, like, if Giselle had said that, I would be like, okay, because Giselle has been under fire for 3 seasons.
Yeah.
What do you mean Karen hasn't been the focus?
She hasn't been. There are some people that have been that are overly stressed. Even if Wendy said that there are people that are under stress. Karen hasn't been under stress here. She just hasn't. She hasn't been the focus. If Mia said today, I'm taking antidepressants, I would understand that. I'm not saying that she didn't say that. I'm just, because this season was a hard season for her. Not just filming it, but she got so much backlash online. I can imagine that this season being stressful to her, which is why she has to lie so much and say she ain't dating no more, and she's still going to Atlanta every weekend.
Right.
And all of that kind of stuff. She's under a lot of stress. There are people that are under a microscope for season after season after season. When Erica said that she was on antidepressants on Housewives of Beverly Hills, nobody was shocked. Erica was under a microscope. Regardless of how I felt about her, she handled herself way better than most. And she took every question. She took every question.
Did she?
I mean, she
did. I mean, she showed up to the reunion.
She did power. I saw that girl go to
even when she didn't have cute clothes. She still showed up.
Yeah. There were times when she did press things, and the audience, I'm not talking about that they showed on TV. We've seen those clips, and the people booed her. She smiled and kept on walking. Erica went to the victims of her husbands, that thing on Hulu. Ain't no way I would have showed up there. I don't like.
I mean, it took her forever and a half. But
I'm not arguing that, but she did. My point is, I would have never done that. It wouldn't have ever been a time for me to do that, because just like Callie would wore across her forehead, regardless of how we feel about Erica and that all those gifts and things that she took that we now know was taken with other people's money, Erica herself didn't steal no money.
Allegedly.
And nobody thought that she actually stole somebody's money. She
y'all
just
sure was going
benefited
off on
from
her
it.
like y'all. Like she
No, we
did.
never said that she stole.
No. We
benefited
went off on
from
her
it.
on the way that she was carrying herself.
I didn't say you said it. I said y'all sure was going off on her like she did.
I
We were
think
going
it
off on her
was
because of the way
always
she
that she
carried
knows that
herself.
she's benefiting from it and she's flaunting it. Why would you even wear some earrings that you know your husband paid $1 million for, the court wants, and you wear it on national TV? Like, why? It was almost like she was throwing it in people's faces. Now, again, we know that she didn't steal that money, but
That's why.
some of the things that she did, in my opinion, in very poor taste. So her
a lot of things were done in very poor taste.
I mean, that to me is like when people like stole. I mean, gonna even say these families that stole from like Black families, like their art and their stuff and all that, and then they have it in their museums and they're using it. That ain't right. Yeah. But they didn't do it. They family did it, but she still ain't right. Erica didn't do it, but it still wasn't right. Like them people couldn't pay their bills and they suffered. Yeah. And she's flaunting these earrings. Right. You just don't wear them on the show. You want to wear them somewhere else? Wear them.
And told. I would have been like, girl, I got these from Chinese from the beauty supply house.
From the 99
Ain't no way I would have said that. But that's neither here nor there. My point is, I would have, because she was under so much pressure for 2 actual school seasons, I would understand. We understood when she said she was taking antidepressants and she was milking alcohol, and she stopped. She was honest about it, and it was what it was. Personally, I like Drunk Erica. I thought she was funny. I just didn't like what she said to Garcelle's son. I like Drunk Erica. She was funny.
Mm-hmm. But yes, so Karen, like you said, hadn't been the focal point. There was no reason for her to even feel like she had to be responsible for anything because nobody was really focusing on her.
Right.
I mean, they wouldn't even tell her truth. I mean, they would threaten her and be like, "We're gonna tell your drunk truth, your po truth, your this truth," but they never did. No, you know what I'm saying? So maybe they should have. Maybe they should have.
And there are people that are under a lot of stress. Shannon from OC, she was under.
God, Tamara wouldn't let that lady live. Good Jesus,
Tamara. Yes, they were on that lady like white old rice.
God, I was so sick of Tamara. Oh, I was sick of Tamara for real.
Yeah, I
was so glad. And that's one thing. This is totally off topic, but I have to give my MVP of Housewives from 2024 to Jennifer. I can't say her last name from OC because the way she cussed Tamara out last year, I was thanking God to the heavens. I said, "Oh, finally, baby!" She cussed Tamara from the Mississippi River on down, and I was proud of her.
Shannon was under a lot of pressure, and I get that. I really do get. Some people wanting to find escape. It's not. You just should not put other people at harm when you do. So,
all right,
all right, y'all. We finna wrap this up.
Yeah, I knew this needed. We done been on this an hour almost.
I know. That's why I said we finna wrap this up. But
can we do Beverly Hills at 7?
Huh?
Can we do Beverly Hills at 7?
I can't, but y'all can.
I can't, but y'all can.
I can't.
Oh my God. So we're gonna do it right after this.
What?
Yeah, we about to just roll on in.
Okay. Y'all, okay. I'll make a streamline while y'all and somebody in this.
Okay. Peace, y'all. We'll be right back for Beverly Hills. We ain't gonna be on here long for it either. All right.
Peace in the Middle East.